Today, Wednesday, the 2nd of October 2024, we have some handpicked match predictions to share with you, which will be backed up by some stats and analytics to help you make your picks in this list to boost your winning by a greater percent. And to those of you who want to have access to even more games, as well as our upcoming match predictions based on top 10 and top 15, game prediction based on over 1.5 and 2.5 goal match picks, corner kick match prediction events, straight wins, and access to other big league events like Champions League, Bundesliga, Premier League, Conference League, Europa League, and other big league events, then of course you want to make sure that you become a member of the Level 2 Pro plan to start to have access to all of these features to take your winning to the next level. To those of you who want to join, the link is below this video description. You can click on it, navigate and join as a member of the Level 2 Pro plan to start to have access to all of these match prediction events based on our top 10 and top 15 game prediction, especially for weekends like Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and big league events 2 to 3 and even 5 days ahead of time to take your winning to the next level. So the link is below. Without wasting time, I'm going to begin with the first event of our today's list. Looking at the first event, we are looking at Europa in the Champions League, a match between Aston Villa against Bayern Munich. For this particular event, I want to share with you the recent performance of Aston Villa based on recent matches they have had. And looking at the performance, you're going to see that Aston Villa is good in terms of scoring between 2 to 3 goals per each event based on recent event. Bayern Munich as well, on the other hand, is also good based on recent event they have had, especially in the Bundesliga games they have recently had. The scoring capacity is also very high. And looking now at the stands performance of these two, you're going to see that the placement on the table shows that Bayern Munich is the best here on this league table. And looking at this placement, they have had one event scoring 9 goals, conceding 2. But of course, its opponent, on the other hand, Aston Villa, is also good at scoring. And looking at everything in place, we want to look at two major picks in this event in full time. For this particular event, both of these two sides are very good in terms of goal scoring. And since they are coming to meet each other as a second round of this tournament, both of the two want to impress. So want to look at goals possibility as the most value for this particular pick. So we are looking at least 1.5 goal in full time for this event, or 2 goals over. Looking at the next, we still look at Europe Champions League, but this time a match between Dynamo Zagreb against Monaco. The home team, Dynamo Zagreb, based on recent event they have had, proved that they are good recently based on recent event they have had. Monaco, on the other hand, also in the France League One, also proved that they are very good in terms of recent gameplay. And looking here at the stance of these two, you're going to see that the placement of these two in terms of form sits here, Monaco on the 12th position and Dynamo Zagreb in the 36th position. And Dynamo seems to be very conceding based on one match they have had, but that of Monaco proved to be good. And based on these, we want to look at two major picks in full time. For this particular event, both of these two teams have recently played excellent in their various league. This time they are coming to meet, and this is the second round of this tournament. And since it's a Champions League, both of the two want to impress to have secure good position on the league table. Impression for both sides will lead to the performance of goal scoring. Therefore, we want to look at least 1.5 goal in full time or 2 goals over. Looking at the next pick, we are looking at Germany in the Regional Liga North, a match between Holstein Kiel against Werder Bremen. For this event, Holstein Kiel have proved that they are good in terms of goal scoring based on recent event they have had. Its opponent, on the other hand, Werder Bremen, is also very good based on recent events, scoring 5 goals per each event. Looking at the performance based on stance of these two and comparing them in terms of form, you're going to see that Holstein Kiel, which is the home team, sits here based on you can see Holstein Kiel, they sit on the 11th position. Having played 4 events at home, they have had 8 goals scored and 5 conceded. Good at scoring, and they are also good at conceding. Werder Bremen, on the other hand, which is the away team, also proved that they are good. You can see for 5 events played, they have scored up to 15 goals. That's an average goal score rate of 3 and conceding 11. Conceding rate of 2.1 and 2.2. And looking at everything in place, we want to look at two major picks in this event in full time. For this particular tournament, both of these two teams are good in offense, and the defense is also average. That is, they are not very good in defense. Therefore, since both of these two are good in offense and the defense is average, therefore there will be the probability of goals passage. Therefore, as a result, since both sides are good at offense and poor in defense, we are looking at least 1.5 goal in full time or 2.5 goals in full time. Looking at the next pick, we are looking at Norway in the first division, a match between Lyn against Egerson. For this event, of course, I'll share with you the recent performance of these, and you're going to see that Lyn, based on recent event they have had, prove that they are good in terms of goal scoring. And looking at that of its opponent, Egerson, they are also good in terms of goal scoring, even though they do concede as well. But we are going to see the stance performance in terms of the form of these two to compare the goal score rate and goal concede. And looking at Lyn based on the home team, you're going to see that Lyn here proved that they are good recently. For 5 matches played, 13 goals have been scored and 6 conceded. That's an average goal score rate of above 2, which is good, and the conceded rate is poor. That is, they are not very good in defense. The opponent as well, on the other hand, which is Egerson, also proved that here they sit on the sixth position, and you can see that they are also good at scoring, and the defense is also not that good. And looking at everything in place, we want to look at two major picks here in full time. For this tournament, both of the two sides are good in offense, but the defense is not good. Therefore, as a result, we want to look at least 1.5 goal to occur in this match in full time. Looking at the next, we are looking still at Norway in the first division, a match between Valerenga against Modalen. For this event, of course, the recent performance of Valerenga proved that they are very good in terms of recent event they have had, and the rating is good. That of its opponent, on the other hand, Modalen concede as much as they can. And looking at the comparison in terms of form, the stance table prove that, of course, the form of the home team, Valerenga, sits on the better place and being placed in the first position. They have had 5 events scoring up to 19 goals and having 15 points. They are very good in terms of goal scoring and conceding 4. That of the opponent, on the other hand, concede much and they sit right on the 9th position. Having played 5 events, they have conceded up to 7 goals. And looking at everything in place, we want to look at two major picks in this event in full time. For this particular event, of course, the home team Valerenga proved to be more offensive as compared to that of its opponent, which is the away team. And looking at the fact that the offensive power of the home is very high and that of the opponent, the conceding power is average, that is, they are not good in terms of defense, the home team want to take the probability and advantage of the average defense of the away. Therefore, we want to look at Valerenga, which is the home team, to either lead in this match in full time or the possibility of at least 1.5 goal to occur in this match in full time. Looking at the next, we are looking at Russia Cup, a match between Zenit St. Petersburg against Akron Togliatti. For this event, the recent performance of Zenit proved that they are good, and the offensive power is also very high here based on recent event they have had. That of its opponent, on the other hand, proved that they concede and they do also score based on recent event. But looking at this comparison in terms of the stand, looking at the form comparison of these two, you are going to see that based on Zenit, they sit on the first position. They have had 4 events, having 3 wins, scoring up to 7 goals and 1 concede. Very offensive, but the defense is also very, very strong. But that of Akron, on the other hand, the defense is weak. 4 events played, 5 goals scored, and 6 goals conceded. They are not good in defense. And if you look at the away power of Akron, you're going to see that the away power is very weak. For 2 events, they have had 5 conceded goals. Very, very weak. But the home power of Zenit is stronger. You can see for 2 events played at home, they have had up to 5 goals and they have not conceded. And looking at everything in place, we are looking at two major picks here in full time. For this particular tournament, Zenit St. Petersburg is very, very strong in terms of offense, especially when they play at home. And as a result, since the offensive power is very strong and the defense is also very strong, that of its opponent, the offense is not that strong, but the defense is very weak. Therefore, Zenit want to take advantage of the weak defense of the opponent. We want to therefore look at Zenit to win in full time or at least 1.5 goal in this event in full time. Looking at the next, we're looking at Champions League, a match between Liverpool against Bologna. For this event, of course, looking at Liverpool based on recent event they have had, proved that they are very offensive, scoring between 3, 4, and even 5 goals per each event. The opponent, on the other hand, is not that as strong as compared to that of Liverpool. And of course, looking at the stands placement of these two, we are going to see that Liverpool is better. And of course, Liverpool here sits on the 7th position. Having played just 1 event, they've had 3 goals scored. But that of Bologna, on the other hand, is not very good. And looking at everything in place, we're looking at two major picks here in full time. For this particular event, this is the second tournament or the second round of this tournament. And looking at Liverpool, since both of the two sides want to impress to secure better position on the league table or on this tournament table, of course, Liverpool want to perform better from the Premier League. Therefore, we want to look at Liverpool to either lead this match in full time to secure a better place on the stands and also the possibility of at least 1.5 or 2 goals over for this event in full time. Looking at the next, we're looking at Czech Republic in the third league, a match between Kromiriks against Gavina. For this event, of course, Kromiriks, the home team, is also very offensive based on recent event they have had. Gavina, on the other hand, proved that they are very, very conceding. And looking at the stands comparison between these two, you're going to see that based on the form, Kromiriks, which is the home team, based on home event, they are very good. That is, you can see they have had 3 games scoring up to 11 goals. They are very good, very, very offensive and very, very defensive. But that of Kavina, based on the way you're going to see that Kavina, based on the way it sits here right on the last position, and the conceding power is very high. They are not good in defense when they play at the way, and the offensive power is also not good. And looking at everything in place, we are looking at two major picks here in full time. For this particular tournament, of course, the home team is very, very offensive. And when they play at home, the offense is very strong. But its opponent, which is the away, proved to be very, very poor in terms of defense. And therefore, the home team want to take advantage of the weak defense of its opponent. We therefore want to look at the possibility of the home team to lead in full time with just the probability of at least 1.5 goal or 2 goals over for this event in full time. And to those of you who want to access our hand-picked match prediction event based on top 10 and top 15 for the upcoming match predictions based on 1.5 and 2.5 goal and top 15 games we share to members only, as well as match prediction events, access to big league events like Premier League, Bundesliga, Champions League, Europa League, Conference League, and other big league events, then of course you want to make sure that you become a member of the Level 2 Pro plan to start to have access to all of these features to take your winning to the next level. The link is below this video description. You want to click on it, navigate and join to start to benefit from all of these features. See you again in the next upload, and bye bye for now and good luck.